Hey, welcome back to Down Doreen Virtue Avenue, part God knows how many. Today I'm going to show you the difference between the English version of the fairy tarot cards and the Dutch version. And this is the latest printing, so there are Dutch versions out there that look exactly like this one right here. But this is the last printing they did, and they're very interesting because I think even though the Dutch version is more difficult for me to use because I have an international clientele, it is a lot prettier. I do like the box design of the English version a bit more because we do get that really nice holographic kind of foiling inlaid into the box. Whereas the Dutch version, and we get a really gorgeous illustration, whereas the Dutch version uses probably my least favorite, very computer generated illustration out of the deck, which is why it put me off buying this, because I have seen this all over Dutch stores. They even sell these at Holland and Barrett. They sell this version and I had seen it, but the box always put me off. And then I saw a flip through of the English edition and I was like, oh, it's actually quite a neat deck. Like, this is basically one of the only cards I dislike. So that's when I ordered the English edition, kind of expecting to get a similar thing to because I saw a flip through of the Dutch edition. And then I got the English edition because I was like, I like working in English better. And then I was completely shocked because the Dutch version, design-wise, looks so much cooler and so much better, and I will show you in a minute. So the English box, I'm pretty zoomed in, but it's just a box, who cares? It's a typical Hay House affair with the thumb tabs. And you know, it looks pretty on the inside too, I guess. It's nothing worth noticing. The Dutch box, however, has a magnetic clasp. I really wish they would have chosen a better design for the box. But this Dutch publisher, Hall, even though they are amazing, they aren't the best at graphic design for boxes when they do it themselves and when they don't copy whatever Hay House has put out for them to use. So I don't know how this edition came to be. It is a legal licensed edition, so don't let the box fool you. Even though it is gorgeous with the magnetic clasp and the little ribbon inside, don't let the horrible graphic design fool you because the cards are amazing. And if you already know this deck very well in English, I would 10 out of 10 recommend you get the Dutch version because you will be able to work with it, even if you keep the English version alongside of it. This is the English version of the deck. I have sorted them all. Now let me show you where the difference is. This is the Dutch version of the deck. I know what version I like better, to be quite honest. They completely blew up the art and it looks gorgeous, and you still get the colored border so you can easily see which suit it belongs to. This is easily, out of all the Doreen Virtue tarot decks that there are out there, this is easily my favorite one. I love fairies, I love fairy energies, I love most of the artwork that's in here. So of course some of the, and I'm gonna just walk us through it. So this is the Fool. In English we call it the Dreamer. Then we get the Magician. Look at that, like the artwork just completely comes to life. And this is what an upgraded, I sometimes imagine, what if Doreen hadn't quit? There probably would have been reprints of decks. This is what an upgraded version of the Fairy Tarot probably would have looked like. And it's kind of what Radley's decks nowadays look like. So if you prefer, if you can't work in Dutch, if that's difficult for you, you prefer the English version, it's still widely available. But, you know, like maybe you can notice it as well. This is on that matte cardstock that all Radley's newest decks and most Hay House decks are on right now. This is still on the old glossy stock. So that's kind of a plus as well. Then we get the High Priestess, and in the English version, it's almost like it was cropped in a way where it wasn't cropped correctly, and we see so much more details in this matte version, which is really interesting, and I actually love it so much. The Empress, gorgeous. The Emperor, like everything is so blown up. We see so much more of the art. It's actually really amazing, and you can still get this deck. This is still in print. It is available. They are not reprinting them, but you can still get this quite easily and for a good price. So if you're a collector kind of Doreen Virtue stuff and you're interested in it, I would say I will probably put a link down below to the publisher's Dutch publisher's page. They do ship internationally, and it's very affordable, and it's gorgeous. It's the best version of this deck, honestly. You've never seen a prettier version, and they did such a good job. One thing though, I love the old backs, and I think the new backs are kind of meh. This speaks to me a little bit more. However, you know, you can't have it all. It's cute though. It's cute. Then we get Unity for the Hierophant. That's always interesting. Interesting the way the things she changed. The Lovers, like all of these. Some of the artwork in here is a little bit. Meh. All the illustrations are by Howard David Johnson, and sometimes it's very collagey, sometimes it's very hand-drawn or hand-painted, sometimes it's very CGI, so it is kind of all over the place. However, I do love it. I love them so much. Oh man, I adore this chariot. Like, it's really, really cool. It's really cool illustration work. And also quite of its time. Like, you don't really see this style anymore. Yeah, Justice. It's pretty clear. I don't have to literally say every card name. You can read. Y'all have eyes, but the Wheel. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Really, the compositions come to life so much more than they do in this version. So I'm actually really glad that I got this. I've put off getting it for the longest time because I was kind of like, you know, I already have it. It's such a shame, but I'm still glad I got it. Like, I'm really happy about it. This one is where the new design kind of goes wrong because we do get the text all over the Hanged Man's face. But then again, this is one of my least favorite designs in the full deck. I think it's highly overrated, and I think it's pretty bad design. And I personally would have chosen to maybe crop up the image a little more, where you maybe lose the yin yang sign, but do get the full fairy in the frame. But that's just one card in the full deck. That's where this new reprint style doesn't work. So, you know, it's a loss that I'm willing to take. For example, this Temperance card. Look at that. Look at how much better this looks versus that. We do get a little bit more blue here, but we do get, like, there's some interesting cropping situations going on, but the quality is amazing. Like, this is actually, especially through the camera, because they look even better through the camera. This is literally, I've had this deck for about 2 or 3 years. This is the first time I'm seeing the gorgeousness that is this art. I had never really focused on the art that much. The focus was so much on the title and the border with the text. And this is the first time I'm seeing that there is guilt that these fairies are burning. First time I've ever seen that. So this is actually amazing. Life experience for the tower. Interesting choice. The star. Gorgeousness. The moon, absolutely stunning, stunning illustration. Really, really pretty. And the sun, once again, this is one of the more CGI-esque illustrations that I kind of dislike in this version, but that comes to life a little bit more in this almost borderless version. So yeah. Renewal for Judgment. Do love that. And last but not least, the world. Amazing. And then we go into the suits, and we have spring. I kind of forgot what the correlation is between spring and the regular suit. About your fairy tarot cards. Do they really explain that in here? Oh, here we go. Spring for wands, summer for cups, winter for swords, and autumn for coins. Okay, so this is cups. Okay, interesting. Gorgeous artwork. I love this. Like, I love how they kind of like, they used to really gay up the Two of Cups, and sometimes Radley still does that, and I do love that. I do love this image. And do realize that this was really groundbreaking for that time, and there's a lot of racial diversity. I mean, everybody's very body beautiful in this deck, but there's a lot of racial diversity and age diversity in here that I feel gets downplayed a lot because it wasn't that common back then. So, Three of Spring. This is one that I just love. Look at that imagery. Four of Spring, I think it's gorgeous. And I think I'm gonna be, regardless of, you know, my following on Instagram, which is mostly American and or English speaking, I'm never going to be using this version on Instagram again. I'm only going to be using this version because, come on, it's so much prettier. You know, and I can still put the reading underneath in the captions in English. Five of Spring. Six of Spring, gorgeous. Like, these illustrations look way better, you guys. Way better than they do here. And they are the same. So you know, had Doreen's decks been reprinted, I think they kind of would have been reprinted like this. This one, Eight of Spring, looks pretty good, but then again, this is one of the more CGI-esque ones that I dislike a lot. Nine of Spring, this one looks really good again. There's not a lot of congruency within the quality of the illustrations. Like, it does look like it was done by several different artists, and I was surprised to find out that it was just done by one. This one is gorgeous also. So most of them are really pretty, but some of them, where it gets a bit too collage-y or too CGI-esque, I don't like. Love this one, the Princess of Spring. So this has Princess, Prince, Queen, King. So we get the Princess of Spring, gorgeous imagery. One of my favorites, the Prince of Spring, really, really, really gorgeous illustration. And this is actually when I flipped through the Dutch version for the first time, this was the illustration that completely sold me. I was like, I have to have this deck. And then I got this, and the illustration was almost half of what it is here. And I was like, oh, okay. And what I do really like about the Doreen Virtue tarot decks is that she puts personal traits underneath the court cards, which I really like. We get the Queen of Spring, gorgeous, and then we get the King of Spring, once again, gorgeous. And I also feel like, and I think Radley's influence is also very prevalent in this. I love that we get interesting and pretty masculine imagery in tarot decks like these, whereas, you know, usually the kings look very frumpy and weren't that interesting, and it was all kind of about the queens, which is good because girl power, yes. But I also want to see pretty kings every now and then. So then we head into summer, which was, what was summer? Did I say it wrong? So unprepared. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna edit this. The minor arcana, yeah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I gotta check the guidebook for this. Fire was spring, water. So oh, sorry. So spring was fire. Sorry. Huh? Did I just pick up another guidebook? What the hell? Okay, so spring was wands, sorry. Fire, spring, water, summer. So summer is cups. Okay, interesting. Air is winter, earth is autumn. I'm such a mess. Sorry, guys. But this is more an art and deck style comparison. Two of summer. Three of summer. Ah, yeah. Okay. I don't like that one that much. 4 of Summer, I do love. 5 of Summer, once again, love. 6 of Summer, this is really cute. Aw, that's a nice 6 of Cups. 7 of Cups, I adore. This is really interesting. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. This is a really cool image, and I love the 80s hair on this guy. 8 of Summer. 9 of Summer. Whoops. Gorgeous. And 10 of Summer. Oh, that's neat as well. That's really cute. Once again, first time I've even really noticed the artwork. Princess of Summer. This used to be the back design, and I adore this card. I think it's really, really, really cute. Prince of Summer. So here we get the most horrible box design image that we saw on this Dutch box that I really hate. It's kind of getting dark here, so I gotta hurry up. Prince of Summer. Queen of Summer, love that. And King of Summer, once again, sexy and cute kings that look good and pay attention to the way they look. I love that. Ace of, oh, I did something wrong here. Okay, whoops, we kind of need to switch things up a little bit. So I put autumn here instead of winter, so that's kind of weird. The Dutch version is sorted wrong, but that's okay, we can change that up. I'm going to change the brightness setting of my phone really quickly, so I'll get back to you because it's getting dark out here. And we're back. I love that we can do this on iPhones. So instead of going into fall, we're going into winter, but that's kind of weird because that means the Dutch version wasn't ordered correctly, but who cares? 3 of Winter, love that. So winter is very Santa Clausy, which I do adore. 4 of Winter, really, really, really cute. And this artwork is actually, like, most of the artwork is really pretty and very evocative. And I love that we get to see it all blown up. That alone is worth the investment, I feel like. So I will put a link to the Dutch version below. They are a company that ship internationally, so 6 of Winter, 7 of Winter. Oh man, that's really gorgeous. 8 of Winter. 9 of Winter. Aw. 10 of Winter. The resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. Okay, yeah, I don't like that language index, but hey, you know. Princess of Winter. Love that. Prince of Winter. Queen of Winter, I adore this with that sleigh. Yes, sleigh bitch. And then the King of Winter, which I think is really cool. We're really getting that Father Christmas energy here. Knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, unemotional. Ah, love that. And then we head into Autumn, which should have been first, but whatever. So we get the Ace of Autumn, love it. We get the 2 of Autumn. Like, oh man, like, oh, like, and then I know we're not going to, this is not really a deep dive, this is just sort of a flip through, but we're kind of hey, let's show you what I got. But I do love how explosive this artwork is, where it doesn't look that explosive when it's between these huge ass borders. 3 of Autumn. I never really liked this one either. I never really liked it. Don't know why. 4 of Autumn. I do like this one. 5 of Autumn. It's really pretty. That's really pretty. 6 of Autumn. Do I like it? Yeah, I do like this as well. This kind of has that hand-drawn look too. So I feel like Howard David Johnson is at its best, where it looks more natural, analog art rather than too digital. I don't know if he still does art. I'm definitely gonna look him up after I'm done filming this. 8 of Autumn, gorgeous. 9 of Autumn, yes, this 9 of Pentacles energy is definitely here, gorgeous. And then 10 of Autumn. Look at that fairy realm. Yay, that's so pretty. Such good illustration work. And then we get the Princess of Autumn. Whoops. Slowly breaking the illusion here. Princess of Autumn. Prince of Autumn. Yes, I do like him a lot. Queen of Autumn. And last but not least, the King of Autumn, which is my favorite king, and I do identify with it, with the King of Autumn a lot. So then in the Dutch version, you get you always get a title card with it saying thank you for purchasing this product, and with the English version, you don't. Something that is interesting and that I haven't delved into yet is the guidebooks, because the guidebooks, Dutch and English version, are about the same size. As you can see, there's not really any overlap. Maybe the Dutch version is a little bit taller, but as you can see, it's way less thick. So I'm going to check whether there's any differences here, but I haven't done that yet. So this has been a quick show and tell of the Dutch version versus the English version, and I hope you guys liked it. I would recommend this, out of all of the Doreen tarot decks, I've always liked the fairy one the best. It's still available under Radley's name, and the Dutch version is also still available. So go check them out, see for yourself, and goodbye.